According to Adobe, the recommended RAM storage is 12 GB to run Lightroom Classic smoothly. But the minimum requirement is 4 GB. It will work just fine, but you might face some problems in speed and functionalities of Lightroom. In this video, I'm going to share you some tips to speed up your Lightroom and don't face these problems. The requirements for Lightroom varies, and depending on the size of the files that you are using, what kind of files you are using RAW files or JPEG, and the total number of images that you are working on currently, and also the extent and usage of local adjustments like spot healing brush tool or radial brush tool and another types of local editings on Lightroom. These factors affect the requirements of Lightroom, and the speed and functionalities of Lightroom depends on these factors. If you are working with lots of images at the same time and also using local adjustments in your images, and the size of your files are also big, and you're working with RAW files, naturally it requires more RAM and lots of graphic storage to process that kind of information. So if you have less RAM and your graphic processors are also older, so try focusing on those factors and accordingly decide what kind of files to work with or how much files at the same time you can be working on. So in this video, I will share some tips for you to speed up your Lightroom. The first step is constantly optimize your catalog. Lightroom is always busy writing changes that you made in your images and also saving some configuration settings that you change. So in order to optimize your catalog and delete all the non-essential files from your Lightroom database from your catalog, at least once a week you have to optimize your catalog. How to optimize your catalog? Go to File menu and Optimize Catalog. Click on it. You will see a pop-up menu and click on Optimize. Wait for several minutes. Lightroom is deleting any non-essential files from your Lightroom database and your Lightroom catalog is optimized. The second tip is always remember to clear your history. Lightroom always saves the history of changes that you made to a photo, and it's also saved in the Lightroom database. So to avoid slowing down and using all of your computer resources after you finish working on your images, you have to clear your usage history to free up some resources for other things that you want to do. So how to clear your history? In the left panel you see that there is a section for your history, and you see that all of the changes that I have made in this photo is saved in a stepwise manner. To delete and clear all the histories, you can see that there is a cross button and it says clear all. Click on it and all of your history will be cleared. So for now we don't have any history. The next step is to delete Lightroom preview cache. While importing your photos, Lightroom also creates some low resolution and also high resolution previews for all of your images. The previews that you see on the film strip, and also while using presets, Lightroom has to create separate previews for all of your images. So to avoid using all of your resources, you have to clear some of the preview cache that for images that you don't use. To clear preview cache, go to Edit menu, then Preferences, File Handling menu at the top, and Purge Cache. For older versions of Lightroom, you have to go to Performance menu. In the Performance menu, you can see that under the camera raw setting, Purge Cache. Click on it. After you click on it, wait for the Lightroom to clear all the cache for previews that has been stored on the Lightroom. The next step is to use less presets. As I said before, Lightroom stores previews for each of your photos. If you have lots of presets, Lightroom has to store separate previews of an image with all of the presets that you have. For example, if you have 10 presets, Lightroom has to save 10 different previews for each of the presets. For when you hover on the preset, it shows you the same edits. So using less presets will help you to speed up your Lightroom process. Keep the presets that are useful and you use them more frequently, and delete the unnecessary presets. The next step is to increase camera raw cache size. So as I said before, Lightroom stores all the previews. If all that previews are stored in the cache, Lightroom can access it very quickly and easily than the hard drive. So if you want to speed up your Lightroom, you have to increase the file cache size of Lightroom. By default, it will be 2 GB. For changing that number, we have to go to Edit, Preferences, and under Performance menu, you see that under Camera Raw Cache Setting, there is a size. For mine, it's maximum 6 GB. I will make it 8 GB. For now, the Camera Raw Cache setting of my Lightroom is increased to 8 GB. It means that it will store 8 GB of previews in the cache, and Lightroom will be able to access them faster and much more easier than hard drive. So this will speed up the previews and process of your Lightroom. The next and last step is to pause Lightroom sync. So in this case, I have already paused the Lightroom sync. If yours has a progress bar at this section, it means that Lightroom sync is going on and it is constantly using memory and processing value to sync your Lightroom to another file. So, and this will decrease the speed and efficiency of your Lightroom, and it uses all of your resources. So to manage your resources and speed up Lightroom, you have to stop the automatic syncing of Lightroom, and you can sync later, for example once a week. This was the tips that can help you increase the speed of your Lightroom if you don't have a powerful machine. But as always, these steps are very minor changes in Lightroom and it will help you. But if you want your Lightroom to work very smoothly and perfectly, the best option is to update your hard drive, update your hardware, update your RAM, update your processor, and also graphic processor. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.